Hi Gemini, and welcome to your reading. Okay, let's see, what does Gemini need to know? What does Gemini need to know? Okay. Let's see what we have. Spirit. I know that I accepted it like that once before, but I need to stop doing that. Wait. Okay. Side message. Not it. Wait. Wait. Main or side? Wait, so which one is... See, it's why I double check. Technically, this would apply to your environmental energy, but as a side message, like a side note, or more direct, straight to the point. And the main message you need to carry with you. Okay, so yeah, this is more side message. Side message. Strength. All right, Gemini, so you have the Sage, King of Earth, 5 of water, 7 of air, thought, 10 of air. Oh wait, 7 of earth, thought, 10 of air, destiny, and journey. So you could be doing a lot of self-reflection. Let's see. With this, your present energy, like the energy you're sitting in, you're telling stories that are way past their prime. I'm hearing we all know that it's fake. There's no truth, there's no takeaway. You're just speaking to say words. Usually the Sage card is someone that has wisdom to offer, you know, like someone who teaches lessons through fables and storytelling that has main point, main takeaway, or have several lessons that can be learned through interpreting the story and its characters. And the Sage could also be someone who tells their life story in an attempt to teach what can be done right, what can be improved, things to avoid, and stuff of that nature. But with you, you're carrying the reversal energy of the Sage, where you're not so much speaking nonsense, it's that you have nothing important or of value to say. There's no main point, there's no takeaway. It's more of the story never ends, and it's more for entertainment than anything else. Now, I would have to clarify, because this may be how you feel about yourself. Yeah, you reach your limit where you're no longer of service to others. So yeah, this may definitely be how you're feeling about yourself, but for some of you, this could be how others are viewing you with the current energy you're moving in. Now, with your surrounding or environmental energy, you have the King of Earth, so you can be seen as someone who's reliable, dependable, makes smart decisions, quick to take action, but not out of impulse or haste. You take the time to weigh your options, consider your decision and the long-term effects that it may have towards your goals. You don't take unnecessary risks. Although there is risk to all options presented to you, you compare that with its greater reward. And see which one has the best outcome for you. So yeah. Alright, so yeah, most likely this is how you view yourself, because with the King of Earth being here, others may be coming to you still for sagel wisdom, help them with their decision making, because you're reliable, you have an objective point of view, and are able to weigh the options, see things objectively, and make sound decisions. But that is so strange, because these two cards in a way contradict each other. The same with the 5 of water. Let me ask this then. This is how they treat you, and they come to you, but is this how they view you? Someone reliable. Okay, so for some of you, Spirit saying no, they come to you for your advice. Just to make you feel like you're still important. And you add value to their lives. They see you as this. They used to see you as this. There's no reason that has to change now is what I'm hearing. So even though they treat you like this, they may be viewing you as a different way. Because it's how you used to be. For others of you, they see you as the king of earth. They treat you like the king of earth. They respect you as the king of earth. Because you are the king of earth. But it makes no sense with the 5 of water being here then. Because it's showing up as a weakness. I'm hearing self-pity, playing victim to your emotions. Too old, too weak. Too stubborn. Obsolete, insecure, no longer needed. They're just saying that's making me feel better. You could have made this decision on your own. What did you ask my opinion for? And this is coming up as a weakness. Everything I just said is what I'm hearing with this card. So you may be in a self-pitying state, because if this is how you view yourself, where you have nothing of value to say or add, that you're past your prime, you're really sitting in your emotions. Some of you may even be looking back at the so-called good old days, where people actually needed you for your support, but now it's like they come to you with trivial matters that they can either resolve themselves, or they play dumb, like they couldn't have gotten the answer you provided them on their own. They're just coming to you to make you feel useful. So regardless of how the people around you are actually viewing you or how they're treating you, this is how you're coming across. And most likely they are picking up on that, which is why even if they for those of you, if they no longer see you as the king of earth, they still treat you like the king of earth. Because they can see it bothers you. For some, it depresses you that you're no longer as useful as you used to be, that people don't need you the same way. But in your present moment, you have the 7 of earth. Now for this next part, there are some of you that could be up there in age. Usually with the 7 of earth, it speaks to disconnecting, but it's more of reconnecting. You're learning what you can do for your age. Saying that you're not past your prime, you're still in your youth. There's something you can learn, there's something that you can do. You're not completely useless. You're reflecting on your past. This is weird because the way the energy is also presenting, I didn't know how to put it into words. If you are someone who either experienced an accident and you can no longer physically do what you used to be able to, I'm seeing that as well. Those who can do, those who can't teach, and they teach it well. So the skills that you have or that you used to have and are no longer able to do, not only that, if you're someone who used to work a lot with your hands, but now you're not able to, either through, I'm hearing either through amputation or arthritis, you're finding ways to stay involved in what it is you enjoy doing, even if you're not able to physically do it yourself. Like I said, whether that be coaching, teaching, creating a course. Either in person or online to teach others how to do it. Now for those of you that doesn't apply to, you can be sitting down and consulting with your spirit guides. If you're not useful, you're useless, and you don't want to be useless. So let's find ways that you can still serve a purpose of the great and contribute to family and friends in your own unique way. Even if they no longer need you for advice, what else do you have to offer that they can benefit from? Yeah. So it's kind of like a switch. If you're someone who used to do things physically but no longer able to do that, you can switch to teaching, whereas someone you're used to teaching, directing, and guiding, but you're no longer able to do that because it's no longer required or needed, switch to doing something that is required, that is needed, that does still fit your skill set. Is basically what I'm getting from this, and you're thinking of different ways this can be done in your present moment. Now, based on the current energy, there are 3 paths or courses of action you can take based on what's shown up so far. The first one being thought. You're changing your mindset. You're not weak, you're not useless, you do still have something to offer. You just have to figure out what it is. So for a while you may have had a negative perspective on yourself, being that you no longer viewing yourself as no longer needed or no longer useful as you was before, comparing the past to the present and noticing the not so subtle changes. But instead of focusing on changes that aren't in your favor, you're altering your way of thinking in a sense of what can be changed to bring things back in your favor. So you still provide a purpose. You still have some level of usefulness. And the way the energy is coming across, you're used to serving purpose. You're used to being of purpose. You're used to being of use to others because that is your joy. That is what makes you happy, being able to help and contribute to those around you in whatever way you can. And yeah, with this option, you're changing mentally so you can still continue to do so. But the second path or course of option, you have the 10 of air. I'm hearing you're not listening to social media. Just because you're considered an elder, yeah. Just because you're up there in age doesn't mean the good old days are behind you. I'm not going away to a home to die. Oh. But that's some of you, not all of you, because for others of you, it's the other way around. There comes a time we must end a chapter in our lives. Stop listening to social media saying that once you hit a certain age, if you're not useful, you are useless and should be put where you belong. You strive so hard. You strive so hard to be of service to others out of fear of the inevitable future. Alright, basically with the gist of this card, for the other energy I've been picking up on, you're considering letting go. You're considering relaxing. Because lately on social media, we have been there has been seen like how many people is in their 70s and 80s going back to school, getting their degrees, over here doing this, doing that, and over here staying active, staying busy, doing something. But what if you just want to relax? What if you just want to take some time to yourself? What if you want to slow down? What if you just want to be there for your grandkids? What if you just want to be there for your kids? What if you just want to be there for yourself? Take a holiday. Nowadays, everybody's on the go chasing the bag, but whatever happened to slowing down and relaxing and just doing you? Just because I feel like I don't have a purpose doesn't mean I don't have one. Maybe the possibility is I just haven't found mine yet. So at this path, you're not being influenced by what you see around you. You're not being influenced by social media. You're not being influenced by anything or anyone except for your own thoughts and personal opinion. And you're seriously considering taking things slow and slowing down. And just moving at your own pace. Just because one chapter closed doesn't mean another one's going to start. Not going to start. Even if it didn't happen yet, it'll happen at some point. Now for the third path or course of action to take, you have destiny. I'm hearing this is not going to apply to all of you, Because some of you already found your calling. You've just been too busy being of service to others to follow your dreams and pursue your passion. But if your help is no longer required, you are no longer needed, then why put it off any longer? Now, this can be for anybody, because there's a lot of reasons why someone can put their dreams on hold due to work, family obligations, helping a friend out that's going through a hard time. For some, it's a little bit more of a physical struggle, where, like I said earlier, you could have been in an accident and you're no longer physically able to do what you used to do, which could actually be required to pursue your passion or your dream. You could be limited in you could have been limited in financial resources, ended up homeless with unstable housing. Like, again, there's a lot of reasons why someone put their dreams on hold, regardless of your age. But with destiny being here, that's no longer the case. You study and you have everything you could possibly need to get your project off the ground. And now that you no longer require help from others, and they no longer require your assistance, what's stopping you from moving forward in this direction and seeing how far you can get? I'm hearing reach for the stars, the sky's the limit. The only limitations are the one you set on your... Yeah, the only limitations are the one you set for yourself. And lastly, what you can expect over the next couple of weeks, you have journey. You have two roads ahead of you. Which one will you take? The one you've been traveling on all along, although you've seen everything you need to see, you've done everything you need to do, it's still a nice view. You can carry along like nothing's changed, because nothing will ever change. Or you can choose the hard path that's less to see through. The path ahead may not always be that clear, but it's yours to take, to learn, to grow, to evolve, to adapt. Sometimes you may start out on one road and end up on another. Sometimes you may find that all roads lead to the same place. So Spirit could be saying that even if you decide to pick one path, So what Spirit I'm trying to get at is, no matter what path you choose, the destination will remain the same, but the vantage point will be different. And as if you're showing me like two different paths. One leads to a higher ground where you can overlook everything and see the beauty all around you, whereas the other path has a lower vantage point. And although you can still see everything, it's not as clear, or there's a limit to how much you can see ahead of you. And the same could be said of these two paths. For one of them, you have lowest vantage point where you can see the top of the trees, you can see some of the wilderness paths down below, some of the animals scurrying around. Whereas the higher vantage point, you can see past the trees where you already know, and see what lays behind it, whether it be another town, a beach, carnival, boardwalk, or whatever. There's something past the forest you're familiar with. And you get to see what lies beyond it. Let me see. I was going to keep on going, but me personally feel it's a little bit obvious about which one has the higher vantage point and which one has the vantage point where you see everything you're used to. Now, Spirit, let's clarify this card, please. Not it. Wait. Guides, 5 water. Not it. Side message. Wait. Sage. Main or side message? Where? Which one could I have 2 earth on the table? The king or the 7? Thank you. Now, and I don't need the rest. So we have material and spiritual prosperity, 5 obstacles and challenges, 7 from light, 10 of air, choose wisely, journey, mental conflict. I would say what happened to your reading, but Gemini, I already know. For the Sage, you have material and spiritual prosperity with the red border. This is a card of action. You feel like your stories have worn out. They've run their course. There's no new insight to gain. Question is, what are you going to do about it? What you had to offer may have used to gain material and spiritual prosperity, not for yourself, but for the people around you. They would learn something new. It would enhance their level of thinking, bring them closer to themselves. I'm hearing take pride in who you are. I'm hearing for some lead to physical success because they took a chance on themselves they would have never taken without your wisdom and guidance. So yes, Spirit may be asking you to remember that. and actually calling you out. What are you going to do to get that back? If you know you have the wisdom, you have this way of speaking, that makes certain lessons be heard, even the ones that are difficult to teach or for others to comprehend, why not take the steps necessary to get back to that point again? Like I said, the sage is usually the teacher, the wise, pass along lessons through fables and storytelling, and using their own life as a way to guide and teach those around them. There's a way you can still do that, but Spirit is saying you have to take action towards it. Now, that will be different for all of you, so it's not going into specifics on how, but maybe it will in the other cards. For the Five of Water, you have obstacles and challenges. This is a spiritual card. I'm hearing you're having a moment of crisis. It's too hard, it's too difficult to change. I'm too old. I'm inexperienced. So yes, some of you may have physical what you to perceive as physical limitations. Either have physical limitations or what you perceive to be a physical limitation. There are new obstacles in your way that you didn't have to deal with before, and now you're stuck trying to figure it out, of how you go on living when there's nothing left for you to do. So yeah, you're really sitting in the self-pitying energy. But what Spirit is over here saying with this card is that we all have obstacles, we all have challenges. The point is not to focus on the challenge itself, but how to work through and around them. Don't you let your emotional state hold you back from seeing the obvious answer. I'm hearing no one's too old, no one's too weak. No one has limitations except for the limitations they place on themselves. And right now you're facing many, so you could be putting a lot of limitations on yourself based on your physical, financial, intellectual, and even emotional circumstances. Because if you are sitting in self-pitying energy, that can be your obstacle right there to find your way out of that first and foremost. Now, light, I do not get this card often. It's rare when I get this card. But it's clarifying the Seven of Earth. I'm hearing listen to your spirit guides. They're trying to teach you what it is you already know. But sometimes you need to hear it in a louder voice to fully comprehend the message. I can't. It's just I cannot. With an unnecessary excuse attached. There's always a way to do something, even if you have to seek help from others. Your spirit guides are directing you to the people and places you need to know in order for you to succeed. Sometimes all it takes is one short conversation to change an entire viewpoint or gain a specific insight you never would have obtained unless you met that random person who you'll never see again. The spirit may be encouraging you to listen to the voices around you, as well as listen to your spirit guides who are trying to communicate with you. And there are different ways your guides will communicate with you. For those of you who may feel like you have difficulty connecting, because the message is not always that clear, listen to your intuition, pay attention to your dreams, and sometimes you can even ask out loud for what kind of message you seek to receive. Although it may not present in the way you're asking, I'm hearing spirit will always respond. Your spirit guides. Yeah, that was it for that card. For the Ten of Air, you have choose wisely. This is a card of emotion. Emotion attached to an air card. Pay attention to who you're going to listen to. I'm hearing someone's leading you down the wrong path based on unnecessary biased opinion. I'm hearing you don't have to work to get ahead. You don't have to go beyond your limits to stay important. Everyone has a pair of shoes to fill. Everyone has a role to play. Just because you can no longer fill the role of the past doesn't mean a new one isn't opening up for you, but choose very carefully about what role you want to transition to, and if it truly suits you. I'm hearing, will it make you happy? So yeah, if you haven't already, with this path, if you resonate with this path, if you haven't already, Spirit is cautioning you to choose more carefully about who you're going to listen to, about what you should be doing with your life or how you should be doing it. What you could be doing to remain important and useful to those around you. You're still choosing carefully about who you're listening to or what's next for you in the near future to make sure it is exactly something you're in alignment with and something that will truly make you happy, and you're not just doing it just to remain important and useful. Now, as I said, what you can expect over the next couple of weeks, you have Journey and the two paths that you have available to walk down. You can expect a lot of mental conflict over the next couple of weeks, especially with the choice you make and the path you choose to walk down, whether it is, as we know, with any of these courses, I don't see you staying in a self-pitying energy. You are making an effort to make a change, but But being that it's something you're not used to, it is going to create a lot of conflict. Am I doing the right thing? Am I on the right path? Is this the best decision I can make? And if you have people around you that are naysayers, that'll make the confusion and conflict worse for you. Maybe even have you moving at a slower pace. Or even retreating off the path you've chosen to take because you think you made an error. This is something that Spirit is over you making you aware of now, just so you're prepared. So if you do genuinely feel like the path you've chosen is the wrong one, Spirit is saying you can double back and choose the other path, but be prepared. When you feel lost, confused, and doubt yourself, lean on your spirit guides to help them, so they can help you know what is truly right for you, and if you're taking steps that are right for you and lead you to what you want. Anyway, Gemini, that is what I have for you. I do hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please do hit the like and subscribe button, as there will be more videos to come. Catch you in the next one, Gemini.